Lafayette man allegedly shoots a rival, shoots at him here. Two of them from the Mongols Motorcycle Club. We're going to be covering that, as well as the federal government wants to seize the Grim Reapers Motorcycle Club. What is going on, baby? We're actually going to do something different today. We're going to flip it here. We're going to go to our main story to figure out what is up out of the Exponent. Yes, they are reporting this. Actually, a lot of other ones are as well. Lafayette man allegedly shoots at rival motorcycle gang. This from the staff report. It was about 3 hours ago as of this recording. 34-year-old Lafayette man riding a motorcycle allegedly pulled out a handgun and shot at two other motorcyclists at the intersection of 18th and Everett Streets, September 14th between 5:30 and 6. The victims reportedly told the men, Keylin Holly, to stop following them when they stopped at the intersection. The shooting took place, according to a probable cause affidavit filed. When Lafayette police were on their way to the original shooting location, they reportedly received more calls of shots fired in the area of 28th South and Kossuth Street. Holly was wearing a denim vest with Abolafia. What is that? Abolafia? In red and white lettering on it, the affidavit said, and was driving a black Road King motorcycle. One of the victims were reportedly wearing a denim vest with Mongols written on it. Police say this indicates the people involved were members of the Abolafia Motorcycle Club and the Mongols Motorcycle Club, respectively, which are rival biker gangs. Man, you guys were doing so good in your reporting, using allegedly this, allegedly that, and then you went to the biker gang stuff. Holly was reportedly identified previously as a member of the Norteño 14 gang. Very interesting business there. Around the first intersection, officers reportedly found 5 spent cartridge casings. After the shootout at 18th and Everett Streets, the victims drove to the area around South 28th and Kossuth Street because they knew Holly sometimes goes to the residence there. Again, this is all allegedly. After they drove by, Holly reportedly came out of the house, pointed a gun at the bikers, and fired, the affidavit said. And I don't know who put the affidavit in there. The owner of the house told police he'd been speaking with Holly for a few minutes after he left, thought the shots were fireworks. 1 block away around 17th and Purdue Street, surveillance footage showed a biker who police believe is Holly driving quickly on Purdue Street toward 18th Street. Then again, it goes on to say the affidavit, 2 bikers were reportedly shown turning north on 18th later. And it goes on to say Holly is charged with 4 counts of attempted murder, aggravated battery, attempted battery with a deadly weapon, as well as unlawful carrying of a handgun, criminal recklessness, and criminal organization activity. Man, they laid the charges on thick right there. Tippecanoe County Jail is where he's being held at $210,000 in bonds. And that was according to the jail log. That out of the Exponent right there. Here we go with this dang government, man. Yes, this dang government's up and going again with this BS. Courier and Press, this is where it's coming out of. John Webb is the reporter on this one. Federal government wants to seize Grim Reapers Motorcycle Club headquarters in Evansville. It goes on to say, after indicting and sentencing more than a dozen members of an Evansville motorcycle club, accused of being affiliated with a large-scale meth ring. The federal government is now trying to seize the group's clubhouse. Zach Myers, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Indiana, filed a civil complaint in December asking a judge to forfeit the building at 1104 East Diamond Avenue to the United States of America. The civil case, which has featured an amended complaint in the dropping of a defendant, is still winding through court. The latest filing came on September 5th. The amended complaint issued in late June says the building is subject to forfeiture because it was used or intended to be used to commit or to facilitate the commission of drug trafficking offenses. Now, let's see here. And it is the culmination of years of investigation. The feds kicked off the criminal portion of the case in November 2019 when members of the FBI Drug Enforcement Agency, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, among others, obtained a search warrant and knocked down the club's door. They reportedly seized 10 pounds of meth, 23 guns, 35,000 in a cash, and even a few motorcycles. The drugs themselves reportedly had an estimated street value of more than 250. They all led to a bevy of indictments over the ensuing months and years. The latest sentence was handed down in February. There we go, right there. Now, here is what the civil complaint says. Aside from the club itself, the main defendant in the civil side of the case is former GRMC leader Gary Wayne Forston. He was sentenced in October to 16 and a half years in prison after he pleaded guilty to 4 of the 12 counts levied against him, including distributing meth and being a felon in possession of a firearm. He is currently serving his sentence in Texarkana, baby. Texas court records state, as part of the plea deal which he signed in July 2022. Forston agreed that the defendant property was a subject to forfeiture and consented to the forfeiture of his interest in the defendant property. That is the summation, is what I always talk about. Those summations, man, can really get things going in a bad direction. It goes on to say it claimed he lived at the club while the meth ring was going on. The prosecutors want the court to block GRMC members from using the building and ultimately hand it over to the U.S. government. Yes, they are going full throttle right there against the Grim Reapers. Now, going over to Toronto, and this is a sad state of affairs right here. A Toronto man, 39, charged an August road rage incident that left biker seriously injured, but they use biker as far as bicycles. Motorcyclists is different. A man has been arrested and charged after police say he intentionally used his motorcycle, that's messed up, to strike a cyclist in Toronto bike lane during a moment of road rage. In a news release issued, the Toronto Police Service said officers had arrested hater Ali Alagawawi. Yeah, that's a Hollywoodism waiting to go on. The day prior on September 19th and charged him with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of dangerous operation causing bodily harm, and 1 count of failing to stop at the scene of an accident. The crash, which police have said they believe to have been intentionally caused, took place on the 25th of August. The victim was cycling home from dinner with a friend, heading northbound on River Street when he said the suspect came out of a driveway or street on his motorcycle without stopping and almost hit them, sparking a moment of road rage. Quote, there had been an interaction not on video just before the motorcyclist cut off their client. Sad state of affairs right there, that a motorcyclist would do that to somebody. I'm one that's always raving against these hit and runs on bikers. And it's sad when, somebody on a motorcyclist does this to somebody else. It kind of sucks, if you ask me. It really does. Correction to a story that was done the other day. It was done about the Loners Motorcycle Club, not the Lone Wolves. because, you know, I made a crack in there about the loan with no patch, and then everybody got stupid crazy on me. So it was about the Loners Motorcycle Club. We're going to the second half of the show, and we're going to be talking about the 9 types of sex that are taboo, man. If you haven't listened to the second half of the show live on the Morning Madhouse over on YouTube or www.motorcyclemadhouse.com, you are missing out on a show, baby. We'll be right back after this. Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. Introducing the all-new service from Insane Throttle, Motorcycle Madhouse Radio. 24/7 and nothing but the best in 80s till today rock and metal, baby. And here's an added bonus. You can now listen to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show with Hollywood and Chinatown live on the air. Go to motorcyclemadhouse.com and bookmark the radio station and get down with the king of biker radio.
Trail is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.